Hey everybody, it's Irene with BrainStormAcres. And as you can see, I'm in the greenhouse. This is just part of the story in this greenhouse right now. The cooler part of the story, or the equally important part of the story, that you have not seen yet, is the box that came. Now my conclusion this week is that our UPS man hates us. But I suppose that's what he gets paid the big bucks for, so yeah. So today Henry's off on a secret mission. But while he's been off on a secret mission, I have been working like crazy on my Etsy shop. Oh, I even moved some firewood today just to get a break from it. Gets to the point where your brain feels like Swiss cheese and you know you're going to start making mistakes, so that's when it gets to be time to do something different. And it was a really nice day outside today, so I kind of hated being in, but oh well. I did get a few weeds pulled this morning. And I have been waiting for this for a while now. There's a couple of cool things in here. One of which I had previously not been able to find. Now, if you followed us for a while, you know we use lots of these 10-gallon pots like this. We started using them, I think it was last spring early, but I could be wrong. It actually could have been the previous fall. I'm not sure. But we love them. There's times when you wish they were a little bit bigger. But what I like about them is, assuming I haven't totally loaded them up with water, they're not so heavy that I can't move them by myself without getting a hernia. Someone got very carried away with tape. Which is probably just as well, because one of our other packages that came was just about, I mean, the tape had split, and it's amazing that nothing fell out. It's funny, I would never think of sending half of these boxes the way they're sent. I would be putting twice as much tape on them. But they're confident, or they have good insurance or something. Oh, come on. Where's the last of the piece? Oh, I see. I missed a piece of tape. One more piece of tape. There. Aha. Cardboard boxes. Ah. This will go down to the studio. It's really good for starting wood fires. I love it when my shippers send me plain old paper like that. Aha, the thing on top is one of the things I am most excited about, actually. That's these. Previously I had tried to get some saucers to go under the pots, and I just wasn't finding them. And I checked the local big box stores, and they had some of the cheesiest, crummiest, I mean, if you breathed on them, they were going to break sort of saucers. So I found these online, and it looked like they'd be plenty big, which they are. They actually don't need to be quite as big as they are, but they're pretty good. They've got some beef to them. And I've been very excited about this. This should be a pack of like 15, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay, so these are a pack of 10. But I only wanted to try one pack to start with just to see if they were any good, because like I say, the ones I found in the big box store were terrible. But they were mostly like this clear plastic stuff. And my impression was they were just designed to keep a pot from staining the floor in your house. But the problem is, if you had ever had to move that pot, it would have disintegrated. So what we have here is a package of 15 of these guys. So probably Jack goes to get a shot tomorrow. Our schedule is turned upside down with this whole vet thing. But he goes to get a shot tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow to do this. But as you can see, there's plenty of room in these saucers. The reason we wanted saucers is because one of the problems we have is the soil here will dry out and it'll contract, so you get a crack around the outside edge of the soil, and then when you water it, unless you're super careful, about half the water runs out through that crack, and it doesn't stay in the soil. And this is a problem whether we're talking about in the greenhouse or in the garden. So we figure that I'm always playing this silly game where I water the pot a little bit at a time, or I'm always trying to keep all the water right in the middle so that it'll expand outwards. And to be honest, that takes more time than I'd prefer. So this is the next step. I am pleased with these. I may go see if I can find some more. They were pretty low on them. These, of course, they're made in China. I don't understand why we can't make something like that in the United States from recycled bottles. But that's just me. I know I'm silly. Anyway, I am psyched. 15 of these 10-gallon containers in here, and 10 of these. Now, obviously, 10 of these is not going to be enough to solve all the problems in here, but it's going to be a really good start, especially for certain plants which naturally tend to dry out too quickly. So I'm really looking forward to that. I need to harvest pak choi today because we made up chicken stock last night, and that will become chicken soup for dinner. And I'm also going to make something else. So yeah, just a quick one today. Henry was going to try and catch some video today to see if he could add to this. Just a lot going on. Sometimes I'm thankful for the holidays, even though we do a lot of cooking on the holidays, just because nobody expects you to do much work. And we have a board meeting tomorrow morning for one of the local groups. And that's not going to make our workload any smaller. But I'm excited. Yes, I do my little fortune teller thing, you know. All the cabbage, all the lettuce, they're going to go into these guys. And then I'm going to plant, assuming I have any pots left over, I'm going to plant a pot of carrots. And I may need to start something else. I have to look at that. I might need to start a couple more tiara cabbage and a couple more pak choi. I also need to start buying seeds. There have been a depressingly large number of seeds that I've already looked at that are currently out of stock. Now, I understand that sometimes in the fall what happens is your seeds are coming in from the field, they have to be processed and they have to be cleaned and all that kind of stuff, and then they have to be germination tested before they can be packaged into seed packages and all that other stuff. But usually by now, maybe it's my imagination, or maybe I'm just impatient this year. Who, me? Impatient? Couldn't be. But it just seems like there's an awful lot of things that are not available already, and I'm like, they used to. Several of the buyers that I used to get stuff from would say it's back ordered. In other words, we're expecting, they would give you a date when they expected it in by. In other words, the crop had come in and they were just getting through the processing and packaging and stuff. And I'm finding a lot of companies are not doing it anymore because they just don't have that sense of security about the fact that the crop is really going to come in and it's going to, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it is always got to be a giant hassle for them when they do have to say to somebody, well, gee, you know those seeds we promised you? Not going to get them. So I guess I understand their perspective. And certainly I don't want somebody promising me something that they can't give to me. But still makes me nervous. I have quite a few seeds, and I need to actually count up things again, because I checked a bunch of seeds the other day and I thought, wow, I have more seeds than I thought I did, so that's great. I will need more at some point, and there's a couple of new ones. I ordered a new tomato from Haas Tools that we've never grown before, Tachi. It's a plum style tomato for sauce. So that'll be interesting. I discovered at Johnny's the other day that there is such a thing as storage kohlrabi. I have to do a little bit more reading on that, see if I think it'd be worth the effort. What I'm really thinking of is possibly next spring planting some so that we could have kohlrabi. We can pretty much make kohlrabi last into the summer here by keeping it in the shade. But there are times when we're out of it, and we really love kohlrabi slaw. It's a nice cool dish when it's hot. So I don't know, it's just another thought process of like, do I want to get involved in yet some other project? And I don't know the answer to that yet. I have to do a little bit more reading. But I hope you found this interesting. This gives you a clue as to some of the things I'll be doing in the next week or so. I think Henry got 15 of these bags of topsoil, of potting soil. I hate putting out the cash, but we have them now. And in order to keep them going next year, we'll need a few more bags and some fertilizer. And we can just, you know, top them off, give them a little extra bit of fertilizer and micro boost sort of stuff, and keep going and keep growing. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because obviously we are going to be doing a ton more. And don't forget, keep brainstorming. We all got to keep brainstorming. That's the only way you're going to figure things out. So until next time, bye.